Hi everyone, this is Yannick from SpaceVibe. I'm just going to do a quick little demo here of what the app sounds like, and then we'll talk about the features. So there you have it, basic intro to the type of sounds that you can do with SpaceVibe. Now, pretty simple setup here on the app. We basically got two pads here. The one on the left controls the frequency. It'll go from about 40 at the bottom to whatever's set over here. Now to change the maximum frequency, you just pinch in and out on the graph. If you want to return to the default, in this case 1000, you just double tap it. Over here on the noise side, you can turn it off, turn it back on here, and the noise can vary from 0 to whatever the maximum is set there, and this guy will go all the way up to 500, and that's more than enough. For most applications. Double tapping brings you back down to the default again. Up here with the power knob, you'll notice that the power knob's independent of the volume on the iPad, and this basically will control the amount of clipping that you're going to have. You can see the power was coming back down on its own. SpaceVibe has a built-in limiter with two settings. If you press the power button, it's a little more permissive. You're going to hear a little bit more clipping. Over here, we've got the echo and the space knobs. Basically, they control the delay. Echo is the number of repeats. There's also a second function when you tap the echo button, and it basically will let you get infinite repeats when you put the echo knob all the way up. I expect to get a bit of clipping when you do that. Over here with the space, you'll notice that there's a zippering effect. You can use that to make some cool stuff. You can turn the space off just by pressing the space button. Over here on the vibe side, which is basically your rotary, you've got your vibe amount, your speed and your intensity. And the speed and the intensity, they have a second level here where you can get an extended range for the knob, slightly different sounds. You can turn the vibe off completely, of course, just by pressing the vibe button. So this is pretty much a clean tone, no noise. Now, one thing that's kind of cool about SpaceVibe is that you can control your knobs from the frequency graph and the noise graph. Just to do a little example here from the frequency graph, if we turn on the x-axis space, we're going to be able to control the space from 0 over here to wherever the space knob is set at the right side of the graph. If you want more range, just tap the space knob and that changes your range. This can help you get some pretty cool sounds. You can do the same thing with the vibe on the frequency graph. You can just turn on the vibe here, and then you're going to be varying the vibe as you move your finger across the graph. And over here on the noise side of the graph, you can control the vibe speed and intensity, and the noise doesn't have to be on. I like using this to dial in the reverb sound, the rotary sound that I want to use on a cleaner patch. And then when I'm happy with it, I just turn it off. Now up here to the right of the knobs, you've got the record button. You just tap it twice and you're recording. You notice everything goes red, lets you know that you're recording right now. Press the SpaceVibe button or the record button to stop. You get prompted for a name. Once you have a recording in your list of recordings over here, you can hold it and share it via email. That'll send a WAV file. Soon I'll be adding support for audio bus and airdrop, so that's going to make things a little bit easier to get your drones out of here. When you're done, if you don't like the recording, just swipe away to delete. If you want to play it back, double tap it. You'll notice the waveform goes green. When you're done, just tap it again and it stops. SpaceVibe button is an overall mute. It freezes whatever you're doing, so if you've got a really involved like delay sequence going on, it'll freeze it. To the right of the SpaceVibe knob over here, we've got the presets. Sometimes switching between presets can make some pretty cool transition noises that you can work into what you're doing. One of the sounds that you can do with SpaceVibe is if you have the space set to a very low value, you're going to get a reverb type of sound, which can be kind of cool. That's pretty much all I have to say about SpaceVibe. I'm just going to play a little bit more and keep an eye out for more videos. Thanks for listening.